Steroids in baseball is an issue that's very, very, very relevant in today's day. Current policy is for players caught taking steroids, it's a 50-game suspension, 100-game suspension, then a lifetime ban. I believe that the ban should just be getting rid of, and they should just have an immediate lifetime ban with your first offense. First off, it hurts the player by taking steroids. Also, it hurts the game of baseball, as well it takes jobs away from other players that are clean and working hard and doing it the right way. Finally, records are being broken. Baseball is a game all about records. It's been going on since the 1800s, so about 200 years it's been going on for. So all these records are being broken for all these guys that they're completely super athletes. So taking steroids hurts the body. Everyone knows that. So when a baseball player takes steroids, it does weaken their bones, it weakens the joints, and it also raises their cholesterol level, and it causes a heart attack. And most of the time, when you're using steroids, since it's a synthetic drug, it does not work. Doesn't work well with your body. What it does is your body looks at it and says, "All right, I'll process this," but really, it's just processing junk. And what that does, it just makes your body, tricks your body into thinking that it works, and it's just hurting yourself. Next, John McCain, who ran for president a couple of years ago, he has an opinion on steroids as well. He said that sports organizations that allow athletes to cheat with weak drug testing policies are just abiding the cheaters, which is true. I agree with him 100% that by doing all kinds of, just letting them run rampant and saying the system's weak, it's just hurting the game because, well, how it takes away jobs also is the same thing. The players will take steroids, they take the jobs away from the players that are clean, and they're not able to get as much money. They're not allowed to get the advertisements and the big deals that the clean players are getting, and it's just hurting them. So next, go saying for the jobs. Obviously, if you're hitting home runs, the way baseball is formatted, you're going to make a lot more money than someone that's going to hit singles and doubles. So all the home run hitters are making millions of dollars for doing it, and because they're making millions of dollars doing it, they're willing to risk their bodies to take steroids. And they don't care if they get called 1 or 2 times because it's a little slap on the wrist, and they're still making hundreds of millions of dollars. They can still sleep well at night, which obviously is a problem. Now, Jose Canseco, he pretty much started the whole steroid thing with the Mitchell report, saying how, oh, this guy's gonna do it, this guy's doing it, this guy's doing it, this guy's doing it, calling people out. He said he's experienced with it for many years, and he's seen it take an average athlete to a super athlete, which is 100% true, because it makes you so much stronger than everybody else. It allows you to do way more things than any other athlete can do. Now, records are being broken. You have Barry Bonds, who's famous for being the home run king. He's broken tons of records, the walk records, slugging percentage in a season, home runs in a season, career home runs. So he has all these records that are being broken that originally had like Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, and these guys' records that tried hard to do it, their records are just falling apart. And because of players like him, they don't know how to deal with the records because they know they're on steroids. Because some people have been saying, all right, Sammy Sosa's on steroids, so they don't know what to do. So they don't know whether to just put like an asterisk next to their name and just say, oh, it's just the era. Because this was all a problem created by Bud Selig. And because in baseball, through the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s, no one really had 50-plus home run seasons. But during the 90s, where Bud Selig came in the office, he just kind of turned his head because baseball's ratings were low. They had, I believe it was about 14 players that hit more than 50 home runs. And what has happened with this, drew all back all the attendance. So pretty much it's his fault for allowing this to happen. So he's the one to blame. Also you have names like Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens, and they're also responsible for this. Roger Clemens, he's altered statistics pretty much because he's a pitcher. And if you have a clean player versus a guy that's throwing like 102 miles an hour, the pitcher has a complete advantage, and it's going to mess up all batting averages. It just destroys the whole league because all these players are juiced and other players aren't. So it's always one-sided, really. So it's just unfair to players that are clean. And then it's ruining the game of baseball because, like I was saying before, all the statistics are now sketched. They don't know what to do with them. And it's really a problem. And we should talk to Congress about it and get this ban lifted and get a lifetime ban instead. And I believe that would be the best way to take care of it. And basically become a cleaner game again and become America's pastime once again. Are there any questions?
About how many baseball scandals are involved with steroids a year?
Scandals, there's been a couple of them. There's usually 1 or 2 a year, because originally it's the Mitchell Report, and that was like 100 and some names, and now it's usually just 1 or 2 guys coming out at a time. So it's usually like maybe 1 or 2 a year, but they're starting to clean it up, but not as much. Any other questions? Yes?
If the pitchers are on steroids and the batters are on steroids, doesn't it equal out?
It does kind of equal out, but when you have a batter that's not on steroids, it just gives the pitcher a complete advantage. So, in essence, yes, it is even, but what they should do then is have everyone be on steroids and allow it, if that's what they wanted to do, or just have no one on it. So it has to be one or the other, because you can't have both. Any other questions?
Can you talk about the most recent headlines regarding the steroids and the players involved?
Yeah, one of the most recent headlines was on Ryan Braun. He tested positive for steroids, and they gave him a 50 games. They originally gave him a 50-game suspension, and with that, they said that his pee was tampered with, and the ban was lifted. So it's kind of like sketchy. You don't really know whether it's legal what he did or what he didn't do. So it's kind of tough to say what really is going on with that. Any other questions? All right, that's it.